this is just a fun project that will draw random bubbles, and you can change the bubbles for whatever shape you want on the screen. And they're not going to erase or anything with this one, so we're going to need a timer. So I'm going to call this one random bubbles. And I'm going to throw a timer on here. One for the bubbles. And the interval 100 is probably fine. Enabled, I can change that in the form load. In my form load, I can see it says form 1. I don't like that. I'm going to delete that and make sure that I've actually named my form. Should have done that first thing. And you can see why when you double click here, you get a lot better name for your class showing up. So I'm going to say that me.height, that's my form, is equal to, I'll say 600, and me.width is equal to 800, and me.backcolor is going to equal color.black. And if I run it, that's what I have so far. And now I need to code my timer, so I'll double click my timer. And right now my timer's not turned on. I can do that later. But basically I need to draw a bubble, and I'll just draw just a bubble for now. I'll say that I'm going to need an X and a Y for the location of my bubble. I'm going to need a width. I'm thinking ahead to me choosing random sizes, and a height. But always start simple when you're programming. Don't try to write everything all at once because it's very hard to debug. So I need to declare graphics object, and I'll do that up here. Private G as graphics. And then what I need to do here in my form load is say G is equal to me.createGraphics, and that tells it that the form, me, is something I'm going to create graphics on, and I'm going to call it G. So down here in my timer, G.draw, I'll just draw an ellipse, and I need a color. I'm going to go with red for now, and I'm going to need, it's always X, and unfortunately it doesn't show up here to actually type in a number. So I'm going to say that my X is at 100, and my Y is at 200. And my width is 30, and my height is 30, so the bubble is a circle. And if I run my program, it still doesn't work. Stop that. And okay, so the timer is not turned on, so I need to say tmr bubbles.enable equals true. And I could do that in the properties, but I prefer to do it in my code. So running it, and the timer goes off, and I get a circle. Now, every time the timer goes off, I'm getting the exact same circle. So there's so many things I could change about this circle. I can change its location, and I can change its size, and I can change its pen color. So first of all, if I'm going to have random, I need to declare it. Okay, and then I can say that X is equal to, what did I call it, R dot next, and I need X goes from 0 to the width of my screen, which was 800. Okay, it's better if I actually use me.width in case the width changes. And this will come up with a random number for X, and just for testing purposes you can say message box X, and when you run it you'll see what value it comes up with, and you can see I'm bringing up all these values. Alright, so let's just comment that out for now while we're on it. And instead of X being 100, X will change. Every time this timer ticks, X finds a new random number between 0 and the width of the form, and then it will draw a bubble at that X location. Run your program. Okay. Now notice that y is not changing, so we can do the same thing for y. Y is equal to r dot next e dot height. And instead of y always being 200, we would put a y here. And now we're getting still sort of a pattern. Okay. Once your program's working properly, one thing you should do is put the randomize in your form load. Although I think with new random you don't actually need it. And we're getting a pretty consistent pattern, which is not great. You can also change your width, so W equals R dot next, and this time I'm going to say I want to go up to, we'll say, 50. I don't want it to be any higher than 50. And then, this will be W, and it's a circle, so I want them both to be W. And I want two numbers for width and height. I'm getting all kinds of different circle sizes. And the last thing we can do is change the color of your pen. Now a quick search on the internet usually shows you whatever it is you're looking for. What we're going to need to use is the from ARGB. A for alpha, which represents transparency, RGB, red, green, blue. We need a number that goes from 0 to 100 for alpha, or we can omit it. Then a number that goes from 0 to 255 for each of red, green, and blue. We want it to be random, so we're going to use a random number like we've been using for this. So you can say that color what you can do is create a new pen color as a new pen. You're creating a whole new pen. And when you do a new pen, first it wants the color. Well, your color is going to be random. And we've already talked about that. So it's color.from ARGB. We want a random number between 0 and 255. 0 to 2. This is for red, green, blue. We're ignoring the transparency for now. And this is the size of 2. So again, we could be changing the size of the pen to be random every time as well. So instead of pen